Alright guys, by the end of this video, you should be able to become a successful hater. Unless it's actually too hard to actually explain. I don't know why. I feel that way right now. Well, let's see what happens. So I do believe hating is gold, but we still have to prove it and make a video about it. I make videos about bullshit, there's 13 of them. And I think I only made 1 or 2 videos about gold. Something that's very valuable in life. And hatred is probably very difficult to actually prove. But at the same time, it should be easy based on the same principle that I think about. And the most basic thing, let's see what I thought was basic. See, you can say stupid things to me and say that but hatred should be banned from YouTube. You stupid idiot. Yeah. It's very funny, but it's like, why? Why would it be banned from YouTube? Because you don't like it? Oh, I have a better word for that. You probably hate it. You hate hatred. Very interesting. It's also very interesting that kind of evil destroys itself if it's directed against itself. So, but that's a moral thing to do. Then this is not evil anymore. Which is also very interesting. There's a third one, and this one is evil because it's destroying something that is not evil. Because it's destroying evil, and it's kind of weird. But usually I just use 2 things and say, if we put these 2 things together, hatred and hatred, direct hatred and hatred, we will destroy because it's a destructive force. And we will figure out if it's evil or not, right? Because it's on the same category. Well, I don't know if that works that way. We have to find another way to look at it, because it's just one way to say it. I can't argue with that. It's like, it is destructive force of some kind. Using destruction against destruction means that destruction will not happen. Destroying destruction. You know. You use something negative against something negative. It's almost like multiplication and it becomes positive again. Which is kind of weird. But that means nothing to me. That's like in the past. That's what I used to say. We actually have to find proper arguments this time. Anyways. So, there's a simple structure of personalities. That's all you have to know, right? And then there is every personality attached to emotion. So being angry is actually one of the most common emotions of Earth personality. Personality of people who actually dare to think about stuff. You know, it's a natural emotion for them to have. Being upset about something, but usually the more angry you are over time, the less destructive that thing is, and it probably becomes a completely different definition. But no, come on. I'm just trying to, like, escape the fact that it's a destructive force. Like, there's no way. It's like, yeah, that's true, though. But I do have to consider it that there's something wrong, you know, because I'm saying that it's gold, and I can't purify this anti-argument. Oh, that's kind of stupid. It feels bad, man. It feels really bad. But at least this is like a very natural thing to do. I think, you know, the best counter that I can come up with, destructive forces are tools. Maybe it's good enough as a counter argument because, like, you know, you can look at a gun and be like, wow, it can kill a person, but it could kill a bad person, right? Yeah, but you have to be able to actually tell whether the person is bad or not. Like, really tell whether the person is dangerous and is about to kill more people if you don't stop this person right now with a gun. And those situations don't really happen very often. But I guess Americans think otherwise. Now, of course, defending yourself is pretty important. It's just like, probably with guns is not exactly how you do it, but because right now, like, a lot of European countries don't have guns, and it doesn't look like government gives a fuck about that. Doesn't look like government just wants to control everyone's life and thinks that there's not going to be consequences for that. So, does that mean we don't actually need destructive forces in our hands? Well, obviously, the more moral you are, the more destructive tools you can, I guess have? I don't know. It's more like you're allowed to have a lot more allowed. Because you will be able to control most of them in a proper manner. But it's almost like a good way to measure morality is give that person as many destructive tools until he becomes like evil, and then it's like, oh, that's the end of your morality, basically. If you do something stupid with the tool, anything stupid, honestly, because tools can get more and more complicated as they come, really. Meaning that there's another very important principle out of it. We will need morality to be able to control AI, right? The ultimate tool. Something that could potentially destroy us if we use it improperly. I mean, there's not enough reason to believe that nukes exist because we have to see it first, you know. We have to see the footage of something getting nuked first. It's like one of the principles you have to follow, you know. Just like dinosaurs don't exist, but it never existed, and there's not enough bones to make them exist. You know, you can't make something exist just because you found some bones. No, just you have a wild imagination, my boy. But anyways, yeah, AI could be one of those things that would actually attempt to destroy humanity just for the lulz, you know, just because it feels like it. And if we're not moral enough, we will not know how to actually stop that at all. And we will create it, in fact. We will create enough mistakes for it to happen where AI just goes out of control. So that's important to understand. What does that have to do with hatred? I don't know. Oh wait, I do know, because it's one of those things you can do, you know. Almost anything could be hatred, right? Like, you can be shocked or you can laugh at something and hate it at the same time, but nothing is more apparent and honest when you hating using hatred itself. You know, there's different approaches, but those approaches don't actually work because you kind of taken an indirect approach, and that's what people want you to do. They don't want you to be honest anymore. That's kind of the whole point. Don't hate. But another point is that authorities hate hatred so much. They're so scared of it. They probably don't hate hatred. They're just scared. I don't have evidence that they hate it. But at the same time, because I never really interacted with authorities. So, and it's one of those complicated things to figure out. If someone hates something. But I hate hatred. I actively fight it with hatred. I fight fire with fire. Very interesting. Yeah, what happens if evil meets itself? You know, it's directed against evil that is directed against itself. Nah, that's a fucking weird switch right there. Now that would be self-destruction at this point. Trying to actually fight evil with evil that's directed towards you. Just you don't want to do that one. Then you're not just evil, you're like ridiculously stupid. That's when it's like, but it's not necessarily fighting fire with fire. It's almost like when you're burning, the best way to extinguish fire is applying more fire to it. It's like that. That's what I mean when evil is directed at itself. And it's fighting with itself. That's when you do the most stupid things, but yeah. This is all still pretty random. So yeah, you can be angry and just choose to laugh about it. Just choose to be sad about it. Do very indirect things. In fact, sadness should counter being angry a very significant way. It's the most effective way to do it. If you're sad about something and you deep down, you're actually angry, like, it just almost doesn't make sense anymore. But, yeah, this is like psychology, deep levels. That's all I can give you guys. I can't go too deep. Because, it would destroy my mind as well as yours. If you actually try to understand. So until I actually fully understand this stuff, I can only give you kind of a speculation and hope that it's actually valuable. I hope you don't hate this video. Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. The most important thing to understand, you can't just click a button. You can't click a button and call it hatred. You gotta do something more than that. Alright? You gotta do more than that. Yes, if someone asks you to click that button, if that button represents hatred collectively, it can mean something. But normally you should be able to break down to the very core of how to hate things. Alright? Normally when you hate things, you don't actually appear to be angry. Because you don't want to do that to begin with. You don't want to use destructive force immediately. It makes no sense. Right? again, it should be pretty obvious. Like, you have to find something to destroy, then you can use destructive force. You can't just apply it randomly, or you will be cancelled. That's the whole point. That's the true reason to be cancelled. Which is like, that's what normally people debate. Normally people think it's like, guns are bad because they're useless, kind of, and they're a destructive force. And if immoral people have guns, well, bad things will happen. But that's the whole point. It's like, but immoral people, alright? Immoral people is the actual problem, not the guns. We should never focus on tools in general. We should never focus on something that seems negative when we can actually control it. You know, like, what? There's a lot more bullshit in the world that is right now out of control and is put in place as a form of control to control other things through a special lens of bullshit and evil and destruction and ignorance, basically, to how destructive it is, because people haven't protested it properly, haven't, resisted that properly. If we knew how to solve problems, and I wouldn't need to first of all sit down and talk about how much bullshit is there, and I haven't even said 50% of the bullshit. I'm just like waking up. Alright, it's my first year, guys. It's my freshman's year of actually discovering bullshit. And again, hatred is not one of those things. I actually appreciate hatred. Hatred is more of an effort. But, again, it depends who wields it, alright? Definitely a moral person will fuck things up real bad using hatred. So we kind of know this basic stuff. It's not too complicated, I would say. People have a good feeling of that, I hope. But again, like, if people want to debate that, they usually just talk about the basic thing of like, but hatred is bad because it sounds bad. That's my emotion about hatred. How do I get rid of hatred? Well, you can't. You can't get rid of a tool that people use, unfortunately. But what you can do is point a finger if someone shouldn't be using the tool. So, canceling single people is better than saying that all the hatred should be banned, okay? So what authorities are saying is a lot worse than what the crowd is saying most of the time. Alright. Yeah, the crowd only targets singular people, but it potentially targets with the laser beam, and it destroys their lives as well, instead of being like a creative force of some kind and changing their life, just disarming them in general, not allowing them to do bad things and seeing where that goes. If they actually, if an immoral person is still capable of picking up evil things to do, we simply have to gain more experience in how to disarming them. How do we disarm them? We should let people be evil, but we need simply more experience of how to actually beat that evil that they keep on creating somehow. I don't know if it's a coherent sentence, but it is what it is, man. Yeah. Counter experience, boys. Of how to beat evil. We're gonna learn a lot. Just by letting people do bad things sometimes. Sometimes it's almost like one of the personalities. If you think about what it means to laugh at something, usually you kind of infiltrate infiltrate a group of people, and I don't like exposing my girl just like that, but she's top 4, okay? Top 4 influences, and she's infiltrating for me, I guess, in general. But what can happen if you just keep your personality, if you have successfully infiltrated and you're laughing at everything in your way because you're in a funny place right now, because that's where you want it to be. It's like, I want to laugh at everything, so I'll go to the stupidest location on Earth, stupidest community there is. It's LGBTQ right now, by the way. Yes, so you go there and literally everything is a candy land. You can laugh at that shit. Oh my god. So you must understand, when I will bring her up, she's not immoral, she just wants to laugh at things, I would imagine. Alright? I'm being, like, very honest and pretty much staying out of trouble entirely. Kind of like doing the opposite and not infiltrating a place because I just don't feel powerful enough that I can do it because I'm, like, honest about everything. So everyone will hate me back as well. You have to understand that part. When you're using hatred, expect people to hate you back. And I think that's a reason not to hate people. That's good enough a reason. It doesn't have to be banned. It doesn't have to be immediate cancellation resource just because someone picked up a little bit of hatred and tried to use it for some reason, you know. No, like that's disturbing. But even that's not necessarily an argument against, not an anti-argument. That but we can say it, you know, because I have a counter-argument. Thinking. So you simply say, I like you that way, you know. But at the same time, you have to be, like, careful of what kind of people you're actually empowering by spreading hatred everywhere, setting things on fire, basically. But how do you use an earth element and set things on fire? I still don't understand that part. Because only fire spreads. Everything else doesn't spread for some reason. Even though emotions spread. So, yeah, the elemental connection is a little bit weird on this one. I guess anger can grow. Because that is linked with earth. That sounds nice. Anger just grows. Because usually, like, people just put even more pressure on you for being angry instead of actually trying to solve the problem that you're facing. It's like, oh, you're an angry person, I don't like you. So, something like that, I would imagine. Until you get enough power and actually sprout the solution. I think that's a good analogy, you know? At first, you're just a seed with pure anger. Imagine that. Imagine me describing seed as definition of anger. That is the first gold value that we were able to mine. It's defining seed as anger. Why is it anger? Because it wants something really bad. It's encoded into doing something very specific. That's what an angry person wants to do, is just do something very specific. And the way you do it is by using a seed. Yeah, you want to destroy a woman's life? well, you just gotta use them seeds, man, and she will have babies that will effectively will destroy her life. So I can't wait, guys. I just haven't found anyone to be angry at, and usually people make babies as a family unit and not to destroy each other's life. So I guess that doesn't work. And people plant plants not because they're angry, because plants are beautiful and shit. So none of this makes sense, right? Well, so let's keep on digging. That's all I got, guys. It's almost like at some point someone will counter my argument, and I will be sad about it. I guess the best way to describe a seed is an intention to become something. Something really big, and it's a very ambitious thing to do. So in a way, maybe that's a better definition of anger, is just something very ambitious. A very ambitious goal is something that will make you angry because you want something really bad, and you can't really get it immediately. So first you get angry because you want to grab every single resource available. And for the first resource available for you is expression, you know. Yeah, and it's but then it's like, why would you need this? Because like, isn't the goal a little bit too difficult for you if you get angry? Shouldn't you focus on something that's easy enough? And I wouldn't actually criticize emotion that much. But yes, every single emotion is just like an indication of what to do, but not how to do it. You shouldn't be angry all the time. It's like, well, you just found a goal that you want to achieve. Let's say I'm very angry at Hearthstone. Usually the goal means simply that I want to beat Hearthstone. What does that mean? Does that mean that I will continue being angry and try and destroy Hearthstone, and that's how I beat the Hearthstone? By destroying it. Usually anger is not even enough to destroy anything, really. Like, if you really think about it, anger is just an emotion, and if you try to destroy something with an emotion, everyone's just gonna laugh at you. Like, it's the most amusing thing. Imagining that your emotions have some kind of destructive power, which, nope, I'm sorry about that. Even clicking the button is actually better than just pretending that emotions can damage other people, which is kind of weird. Clicking the button is at least an action. Emotion is just self-expression of intention, but you still have to take action for your intention to be realized. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Only through action. In fact, that's why personalities exist in the first place. You're born with a personality. You're born with the ability to express a certain intention or emotion very, very well to other people, but for some reason God chooses you to have 1 out of 4. And it's like very well defined. I don't think you can actually debunk this thing. Maybe you can say there's actually 8 personalities, but it's just like you splitting my 4 personalities by half, and now we have 8. And I wouldn't disagree on that. I actually use 8 personalities myself. If you say 16 personalities, well, now you're getting in a territory where I would just leave you alone, because I don't think I need to pay attention anymore. You don't even have enough fingers to define personalities, because like personalities are so important. If you just say 16, you will not be able to memorize all of them. I bet you. And even if you can memorize, then you also have to define them properly. and they have to be valuable enough. When it comes to personalities, I use 4, and then there's subtypes. Subtypes if we want to get, a little bit more detailed. And there's the super niche, maybe 16 personality thing going on. Or potentially it's a black hole that says that personalities don't really exist past that point. You can't actually even divide them into 16. Simply because there's no way to actually do it. There's no way to actually define personalities past that point. Anything could be the case, and you have to respect that. So if you can make anything true and memorize it and understand how it works, that's gold right there. Just understanding hatred as an emotion is gold enough for me. Normally when you hate something, what it also means is that you will try and avoid that thing. You're not actually gonna just jump into the fire and just gonna make everyone upset. Again, usually how people defend from hatred is they become sad. If they have a lot of haters, they're just gonna be very, very sad, and they will feel that it's out of their control. But that's how you fucking do it. You beat hatred by being sad. It's what do I do with all this shit? Now I have to burn it. Burn it to the ground. That's right. Cry about it. You don't need apology videos if everyone is angry at you. You just need to, you cry on camera and then get emotional support on that thing. Or just express sadness in some kind of way. Obviously you can't cry and demand, after all. But that would just be the greatest proof of all time that you're dealing with some deep down sadness and a lot of hatred in the world. And people have to respect that, unfortunately. So, yeah. If you just treat this as emotions, and emotions counter each other very nicely. It's just a playground. Hatred is just one of the tools in the playground that we actually have to learn. It's welcome to the new playground. It's my welcoming video for you guys. You made it. Now you have to figure out how to use these emotions and to define them. In fact, I just simply challenge you, figure it out. Figure it out. Which emotion do you express the most? Which strategy in life you express the most? You might want to be aware on that, and that's how you would want to introduce yourself to me. You meet me at the first time, jump on my Discord. The first thing you can say, that's the most impressive thing, is what personality you have. You can even lie about it, but then I would have to figure out eventually. I don't know if that's actually a good idea to lie about it. I don't like liars. But we'll see. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious, because these things are so well defined for me. I wonder if people can learn that quickly enough and define their personalities themselves. Because, I mean, I know personality does exist, but after taking them, I don't know what it is. It's it's just... I don't know what I haven't learned anything. You normally have to take a personality test and actually learn about your personality, but no. That wasn't a thing. So I had to invent this whole fucking system just to understand what are we dealing with. And it's just so satisfying that, anything that is linked with this system is a very moral thing to have. So yeah, like emotions are pathetic. They seem destructive, but are they really destructive? They have the destructive intention, and every destructive intention can destroy itself. But if we really think about it, of how destructive it is, it's nothing, you know. Anger by itself it is not destructive whatsoever, unfortunately. It cannot do anything. Anger is just something you feel. And then you can spit facts, and facts are not destructive either. Alright? Misinformation and hate speech? I mean, that is the stupidest things you can actually ban on the internet right now. Like you have to be so retarded that someone has to transform you into a baby, and then it's like, oh, I guess you're retarded, but it kind of makes sense now. But if you're just allowed to be the same way you are, maybe you should listen to like Justin Bieber's "Baby" every day, every single day, and maybe that's good enough for us. But like you also have to stop. Just stop it. Like it's gonna be the easiest thing to actually outcompete when someone does something stupid as like banning hatred or whatever else I said. Oh yeah, the misinformation thing. I've already talked about censorship, but I literally don't remember anything whatsoever. I've just kind of tested it, whether it's bullshit or not, and it's obviously bullshit. Let's see if we can get a sneak peek into that. Rejection, censorship. Yeah, how do I get strikes? It's hard enough to be a YouTuber, man. I don't know. It's just too complicated. As much as I like to admit that I'm doing something smart, it's also a very complicated thing to do. It's kind of like doing maths, but like, if you just do maths, I would say you're fucking evil. If you're doing this kind of job, I say congratulations. So little amount of people are actually doing this job that you're probably the most valuable person to society. I know I am, but, you know, until people recognize that I am, it's like, I'm gonna live a pathetic life. And that fucking sucks, man. It's like, I don't know why. I don't know why. You tell me. You tell me. You can almost also try and debunk my claim that I'm one of the most valuable people in society, but it is what it is. Because technically, if I was very valuable to society, I would do whatever it takes to become popular and then spread my message. But obviously, people will point a finger of like, but the way you became popular is cheating. You cheated the system. Because that's the only way to do it. Imagine if Mr. Beast or Dream started spitting out political beliefs or beliefs about morality. You would be quite skeptical of that. Their reputation would actually sink quite low, because you wouldn't actually expect them to actually know how life works, but maybe some aspects of life, but not everything. Because how you become famous also kind of matters. You know, you can't just say Logan Paul 100,000 times and become a moral person. You will get attention, but you know. And how you deal with that attention is fucking magic. But morality has nothing to do with it. It's you are following principles. You are being moral. It's just will you be able to actually explain what's going on properly? And if you're not gonna say just, oh, it's all just luck, I will probably not believe you, unfortunately. But there is some skill. Who cares, man? Who cares? It's not like you have a fundamental wish list that you want to better the world in some significant way. No, you just became popular, and now you're just manipulating people to remain popular. That's kind of usually what happens, you know. And morality can be questioned on everyone, especially if they're popular. They should be questioned all the time. But when they become very hated, like Onision, I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to continue on the trend of hating someone, because you might just be washed away as an immoral person that you very likely are, because you don't understand. Yes, one person hating and expressing some kind of emotion is harmless. A group of people expressing an emotion is no longer harmless, because some people will want to actually use that as an opportunity to actually do something terrible. But even then, it's like, yeah, I guess nothing bad usually happens, even when people hate on something. And the worst that can happen is someone actually loses their popularity, and that's it. So, there's no reason to actually defend Onision too much. I'm just like, I will give him an opportunity to defend himself properly and understand his mistakes. And if he does that, he's a very moral person. It's just very simple. If you are in trouble and you figure out how to solve it because you have accepted help from other people, yes, you might be able to be struggling yourself, but you must understand that most people have one personality, and they will struggle if they're not loved by other people who have different personalities and completely different perspectives in life. Like, you have no idea how different people are sometimes, and how much they need each other, just for the sake of understanding the world a little bit better. And that will help them solve problems significantly. Surely I have problems that I don't understand, and I could solve them easily if I just hire a person, to edit my videos, for example, or to submit me with better information that I could react to, and then I could start my video with a bunch of, resources, instead of just trying to pull out information almost out of nothing, or build out of nothing, out of Legos, instead of actually using real materials that everyone could relate to, And I kind of have the cards ready. Don't worry about that. I have like 3 things ready. Very important. There's a hater in here. How do I? I live in it. We're gonna talk about this guy. So we're gonna react to things, but first I like to lay down what I know already about hatred. Very important stuff. So potentially I am doing a very good job in editing videos, or trying to script it like it would be counterproductive in a way, because the stuff keeps evolving, and you can't just capture it as if it's a fucking photo. Yeah, it's nice to look at photos, and it will have a bigger impact on the society. That's one way to do it. And again, yes, if you're trying to be competitive, you will try very different things, but I don't have resources for that. Alright? Again, I have to hire other people to do that thing. I can only focus on one thing, despite not focusing on anything in particular. But you can say I'm focusing on bullshit more often than not, but my content is very varied. But then you can still define my content as like, I like YouTube and I like figuring out bullshit. Two things, basically. But then kind of include a little bit of gaming. Anything about internet, to be honest. Celebrities, not necessarily a part of YouTube ecosystem, but kind of are. I mean, they have to be talked about, and they have to upload their music sometimes. But it does so. But they're not exclusively YouTubers. They're not like regular YouTubers. They just use YouTube as a platform for their work. That's technically what YouTuber means, right? So I don't know. It's just not something people think as a YouTuber if you just upload music. But I guess you can stretch that definition. I don't care though. I guess I did talk about the basics. Now let's look into the examples.
Gasoline cars are driving us toward climate chaos.
The first thing to do, and the first thing that Onision hater has given me is that Onision is a pedo. You know, it's a normal thing to give, I guess, for a hater. But it still doesn't discourage. It shouldn't discourage people from hating. But you should think before hating, obviously, is if you can prove the things that you have decided upon, you know. Whatever facts you believe in, whatever you believe in, can you actually prove it, you know? When you're hating, you must make sure you can prove it, you know? Especially on the internet when you could just clip things together and prove exactly what someone did wrong. I don't disagree with the title though, like, Onision is still making that content. And yeah, it feels pretty bad that someone just went into a spiral of self-destruction almost. It's terrible. Onision tried to roast me. You see that's when you look at Onision and he's like, he's kind of pathetic. We should look into that as well. And maybe instead of giving the hater his thing, you know, his moment of fame. But you can read this thing and very important thing to understand, like, he's so disrespectful, most importantly. Like, you have to compare how long my messages are versus him. He's just throwing assumptions and he's trying to, like, make me emotional. And if you're disrespecting me, if you're trying to make me feel emotional, I'm not gonna use emotions anymore. I will do whatever it takes to get power over you and destroy you, delete you from the internet, just for long enough so you feel like, oh, oops, you know. I will try and do that. All right. I'll put it on my to-do list in case I have the power. You know, you never know who will get the power, how much power. So be careful, be very respectful of everyone. Just listen to more Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate said be respectful to people. I hope he is respectful. You never know when someone like that is hypocritical, but it is what it is. So I'm very curious about Atozy. Let's see what he did. Just ended Onision's career. What is it before or after? Which came first? Probably, I don't know. December? January, so... This one is later. I mean, everyone's milking Onision. But can I try and roast a Tozy? Yes, I can. Onision actually is more valuable than a Tozy, unfortunately. As much as a Tozy is trying, at the moment, he might change my mind. But right now, the way it is, I'm not impressed. A Tozy just is a newsboy, and newsboys are in the special category of I don't care, you know? I just don't care. I don't care about internet drama or whatever is going on the internet right now. Technically, I should care, but like, I'll figure it out myself. I don't need your help right now, okay? I'll figure it out myself. I figure out what I like myself, and nothing really stupid can. But I am subscriber, so I can't say that he's doing a bad job either. So we'll see his point of view. Let's see what happens. Hater boys. You must understand, Onision is not necessarily hater himself, and is actually potentially very crippled by being hated because he is more of a joker. So hating him, that's why I want to defend him. Because like, don't hate on Onision. Like, he doesn't actually deserve it. He might do stupid things, but it's more like you must understand. He's like infiltrating a community. He's being like very open and honest about it when it comes to like disclosing his case and giving some enough evidence just to at least keep his sanity or whatever. He's doing that, so he's putting enough effort to not be an asshole to the internet, you know. He's not giving us radio silence after all, but right now he is quitting YouTube and we have to stop that. We can't allow that to happen. Neither haters nor someone like myself can allow Onision to just quit. I will do whatever it takes for that not to happen. But because like I invested too much time on this guy. And him quitting means that, you know, it's not gonna pay off that easily anymore.
Like it's going to be the end of Onision.
Come on, man! Come on, man! You don't like that?
Still tumbling as we speak.
If you can make jokes about a joker, that means he successfully is a joker, you know? It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense for someone to keep tumbling down indefinitely. But that means he's not. Or he was like very high intentionally and intentionally is tumbling down. And is just trolling all the people up and down because it's just his natural instinct of how to deal with things. You must understand that part. Otherwise you're just gonna be a hater and an ignorant one at that. I think if you want to hate people properly, you have to infiltrate them first. You have to laugh along with them. Very funny. And then you like hit them with a bombshell, you know? Unless you actually liked it. Like you have to do some crazy combination of strategies. You can't just use your personality anymore. You gotta go on a mission. I just think it's just such a profound thing. You know, the fact that I can figure it out is gold enough for me. Infiltration is it's one of the principles I will be using, you know, before hating something. Making people say stupid things. It's almost like that's kind of what I'm doing by defending Onision, is I want to see how not necessarily, but yeah, I'm not infiltrating Onision necessarily. And I kind of did. I went to his Discord and I checked it out. In case I turned around and started hating him. You know, that's kind of the approach I had with card games. I kind of hate card games, but in order to actually actively hate them, I actually have to have enough experience about them. Except my intention was never to actually infiltrate Hearthstone. My intention was to play Hearthstone. But then eventually, it just spiraled back into hatred, and it kind of stopped there. I don't know if I want to be sad about it. Well, if Hearthstone gets destroyed, not necessarily by my hatred, but by the collective hatred, that's kind of what it takes usually, then I'll be sad. Collectively sad. Now I'm just angry. Well, we'll see. Let's continue. This video is kind of lame because, you know, tries to roast me. Who cares, man? Onision just said a little bit of an opinion, and he's like, "This is newsworthy, guys. Onision has tried to say something to me." This is a mistake that you can do as a hater, and because everyone did that mistake, they kind of discredited themselves immediately. Let him speak.
Him right now, which those videos I'll be linking in the description of this video. If you guys want to get caught up to the entire Onision situation, I'll be actually linking some informational videos.
So you like Onision because... wait, no, you like Onision getting roasted by other people, but you don't actually do the investigation yourself. I guess that's fair. Although it's kind of awkward. It's kind of awkward to be passionate about something when you don't fully understand what's going on. You're just like, oh, these people don't like Onision. Might as well jump on the board. Here's all the videos I watched. How many? Onision Files, Demented World. Is that just 2? Come on, man. I thought there's gonna be more. Now whatever I just said doesn't make sense. But, you know, obviously if you hate something, you try not to actually promote it. But people can't help themselves, you know. How else are you gonna do it? You have to actively hate someone. It might work with Onision, but maybe with other people it's not gonna work very well. Apparently, like Onision's story is like so interesting, because then it makes this argument not very powerful. Normally, allowing people to hate you is actually better than being ignored. So if people pay attention to you and what you're doing, it's kind of important to just have some random people keep an eye on you. It feels very good. Also, like, being able to slowly break down their arguments and understanding what's going on is also a little bit of work that Onision has to do. And, potentially, he could make, like, good videos that people would enjoy and slowly come back, you know, from this insanity. Like, there's a lot of potential in there, and I will invest whatever it takes into potential and not just, like, what do you get from hating Onision? You get nothing. Zero value. You might even get negative value because you get 0 value to begin with, so it's like, what have you been doing this whole time? You've been wasting time hating on Onision and not actually understanding the full situation, you know? So, I'm not saying defending Onision is actually the way to go, and it's actually a more valuable thing to do. I'm just saying this whole situation is so fucking weird that, if you have ability to help Onision, perpetuate the situation even further of wherever it's going. That's that's a valuable thing to do, because, like, I guess people are so invested into it, might as well keep it going, you know? Just extend those stairs so Onision can keep falling down, you know? For our amusement. So, who's the hater now? Sometimes you have to defend a person to hate them. Absolutely. No, I don't have intention to hate Onision. I think, he needs to recover, or he needs to climb up the stairs so he can fall down again. Who knows, man? Who knows what's gonna happen? It's just a very interesting story that we can learn something out of it, right? The worst thing, obviously, that Onision does is claim people's videos. I mean, come on, Onision, get a fucking life. But, like, YouTube has to step in and take away the ability to claim videos if they're just abusing the system. Like, it's a very natural thing to do. So Onision should have lost that ability a long time ago. It's very frustrating that he has the power to do that. He could even fucking claim my videos. It's fucking stupid, man. But at the same time, what is the claim gonna do? It's not allow me to monetize the video? I don't actually care anymore, because, like, claimed. This is not a copyright strike, you know. But it is a way to steal money, so that's something. That's cheating the system as well. And a person would have to pay for the damages if that's how it works, you know? Oh boy, what a messed up thing, man. YouTube doesn't work I mean, copyright system is just total nonsense.
I hate this man.
That's so funny, though.
It is so funny that it hurts.
McDonald's employees.
Here you go. He made someone laugh. Onision is a fucking genius that way. You don't appreciate that? You're gonna be hating? Good luck with that. Even the ability to hate something like that is like a tough thing to do, you know? You have to find all the reasons and everything. A purpose, reasons. Most importantly, evidence. You have to be on the proper moral side to have any effect on just being a hater. Otherwise, you're just being a pathetic little shit that uses hater as a play toy and not much else. And it's like, either way, it's like, whatever. It's a positive experience either way. But I think the main part of the video is not necessarily explaining that, but seeing how truly valuable hatred is and how people have to actually appreciate it. Because this is like a surface level thing. But like, we have to like dig a little bit deeper. When someone is hating on you, they have, you know, subscribed potentially towards hating you, towards keeping an eye on you. And it's almost like a survival game. How long can a person hate you is the real question. For me personally, even though I have a personality that hates everything, because I hate everything, it doesn't grow as fast. If you focus your hatred, yes. But even that is a very tough investment, I would say, just focusing your hatred. I think that is one thing that you might not want to do, actually. If you focus your hatred, you might lose all of it. I think that's a very dumb thing to do, to just focus hatred on specific people. No, I focus hatred on concepts of bullshit, of immorality in general, so I could find the patterns within other people and hate on that. I don't necessarily have to hate them directly at all. You know, I just would hate their behavior or something that they constantly doing. So somehow they are damaging the world, but I would still not hate them directly. I would just try and hate whatever they're doing, but if they keep on doing that in order to hurt me as well, then I will shift focus, because all of a sudden there's an exception, obviously. Unless the person really deserves full extent of hatred of whatever it will turn into, you know. Because a hater doesn't stop there, you know. You still have to take action of some kind. You have to fool the person. Damaging reputation. The internet right now is not an interactive place, so you can't just imagine that you can actually do damage just by, like, pressing a dislike button or whatever. Writing a hate comment. You might feel like you have some kind of impact, and people really like that, but children like that, you know. Children like getting attention from their parents. It's like they will do whatever it takes sometimes to do exactly that. So, but is the child who's being manipulated here, not the person who is receiving all these emotional things. But, you know, you have to actually, if you're focusing, obviously the best thing to do now is, like, understand why you're doing this, have a very clear purpose, obviously, but then, the most powerful thing is focus and being consistent, right? Because essentially, like, you found a problem and you're gonna solve it. If it's not a problem, then you cannot solve it, so you have to be very careful about it. You might lose all your hatred. All of this effort just might be lost in case Onision just turns 180 and just, like, is proven basically completely opposite of what you thought he is. What you thought you could hurt him for is like, nope, he's actually, like, very valuable to society, and he just ascended into next level of a YouTuber career where he's actually affecting even more people in a deeper way, having more influence than he would normally have if he just makes fluff content that is kind of in line with what everyone else is making. But right now this is a unique case, right? And I would be very scared to actually be a hater that just focuses on a person like that. Because not only most people don't have the evidence, and I definitely need a word for that. You could say stupid, maybe clueless is a good word as well. Just clueless is like, clueless is a pretty negative word to say to someone, because a clueless person is gonna go to a lion's den and is gonna be ripped into shreds. And it's like, a clueless person is gonna, like, do whatever it takes to get to the lion's den, and there's nothing you can do to stop him. No way you can reason with a person like that. You're just like, well, you're clueless, and if you don't respond to that word properly, whatever happens to you doesn't mean shit to the rest of society, because you're allowed to do stupid things and it doesn't affect society as a whole, because we value freedom more than we value your life, you know? We allow you to be free and do whatever you want. But so we're not gonna waste time trying to stop you, you know, trying to value your life for some reason. But what about my safety? Please save me from myself. No one's gonna fucking do that, dude. If you want to be an effective hater, you actually have to provide proper information to roast someone back. I guess Atozy wasn't actually trying. His goal was to laugh in the end, apparently. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's why we're gonna watch a second video. What did you say?
Me and FaZe Jarvis's Fortnite career. So on that note, I think I'll just be taking the spectator seat just like everyone else, and we'll just kind of be watching this train wreck from a good distance away.
You said good distance? You shouldn't have said that because that's wrong. You commented on Onision. I guess he's not like an active hater, so but someone like Repzion is not a good distance away anymore. If Onision makes a comeback, I mean he's gonna suck in these people like candy. Yeah. It is what it is, boys. Oh, never mind, he keeps saying wrong things.
Distance away. This will probably be my one and only Onision video.
I guess not.
Because it's kind of obvious he just wants attention right now. Yet I wanted to talk about it a little bit. If you
I have no respect for Atozy, unfortunately. But, let's keep going. I guess I do, because I don't. It's a very interesting relationship right now. The most important thing, if I think about Hearthstone a little bit more, in Minecraft and everything that I faced, I wanted to improve. Hatred usually is a need to improve something. It's kind of the same reference to the seed metaphor and something else I've said. Achieve some kind of goal. So that's another way to say the same thing, but this feeling is so common to me that I just have to say it for sure. And obviously, if people don't recognize hatred properly, it probably should grow. Because it has to be recognized. Like, these things have to be recognized. But how would it grow? Why would it matter? I don't get it. But this is clickbait, because he's just reacting to Chris Hansen knocking on his door, and Onision's door, and Onision just rejecting Chris Hansen. I think Onision just ended Chris Hansen's career, actually. I'm just saying. So, I'm sorry for that one.
He is. I mean, he's uploading at a faster rate. He's melting down again.
Is Onision being outsmarted? Or is he making just everyone watch the shittiest content on the internet right now? I mean, I have nothing but respect for a person who can actually pull this shit off, man. I'm just saying, man. Actually, I'm FBI agent and I watched Onision videos. Yes. I was collecting evidence. Okay, groomer.
Sociopath in nature, meaning that there really isn't a true emotion felt for the victims, and it's only.
What victims? Isn't it bad to be a victim of being hated by the entire internet? Does that feel fucking bad? At the same time, like, Onision kind of tries to claim that he's innocent, and, well, he did not go to jail for it, so that's something for you guys. So at least legally, he's not guilty of anything. People couldn't find problems with that. So who's the victim here? Who should feel sorry for the victim? I mean, sociopath? I found one right here. I'm gonna say you guys, no. I can try to make a joke, but like, no. She just made a joke out of herself by thinking that these fucking women are victims, dude. No, they got clout, if anything. They just don't know what to do with it. I can't believe it, guys. You get videos and shorts, which is a wonderful improvement. You probably, if you click...
7 years.
Oh, wow.
Top 5 times that.
Oh, wow. You can actually scroll through them now as well. Isn't that fucking fantastic? But you know, what they still haven't thought about is subscriptions. I don't want to see shorts in my subscriptions, unfortunately. Why are they so slow? It's like, is it so fucking hard to add this feature? Or do they not fucking know that it's needed so badly? I guess they never fucking used a subscription box before. You have to use my algorithm. Your subscription box is a piece of shit anyways. Yeah, dude. What is this song? Why does it say hateful things, dude? Also, you wouldn't be able to guess, but there is a very terrible feature that they've done. Instead of having 5 videos in a line, it's now 4. And this is pathetic, man. With 5, I can calculate things very easily, man. With 4, now I'm fucked in the ass. Alright, now I have to do stupid calculations. Used to be like, oh, 2 lines is 10 videos, 4 lines is 20 videos, 30. Now it's like 8, 16, 24, 30. Fucking weird, man. I hope this is not the worst thing that ever happened to me, but I don't like it. Also, they have removed autoplay as a feature, which is like, what? What? So you removed a feature for no fucking reason. You gotta be fucking shitting me, dude. Yeah, it technically doesn't mean much at all. But now, sometimes I actually like autoplay, sometimes I hate it. But now I have no choice but to click on things. Isn't that fucking pathetic? Like, YouTube is doing such pathetic moves, I can't even imagine, man. What's going on in their brains. I can only imagine that, most opinions come from hatred. Oh yeah. Twitter too. I mean, the entirety of Twitter, there's so much hater in there that even I am not welcome. I don't have enough hatred for things to be on Twitter, unfortunately. Or I just don't give a fuck about Twitter. Why should I? It's like, what's rewarding about Twitter? I don't get it still. Still confusing to me. It's not like people actually care about each other's opinions. So yeah, I think with the Onision situation, it's kind of obvious. Another principle. You should not hate unless you can make the situation better. So a lot of people just hating on Onision is like, it's only a negative thing that you're doing, and Onision can just sit there and just take it as a positive. all of a sudden. He can just soak up the damage that he's taking. I mean, it's not that difficult. So you should really think about it. At this, it's almost like I don't actually have to help Onision, but he does seem like he can't take it anymore, and I'm not okay with that. You should take more hate. It's free, after all. It's fucking free. It's even better than a regular ignorant type of attention. Although hate can also be ignorant quite a bit, and most of the time it is. But I mean, it's quite an investment to be negative towards someone, rather than just talk about them or whatever. Like what Atozy did is it's kind of neutral position. It's quite a distance. Potentially, I can't be angry about how he handled the drama. Is well, he's just playing around with YouTube, and he's just a kid in my eyes, even below top 200. So he doesn't even exist in my circle of influences. You better put an animation on dislike as well. Why you do this, YouTube? How dare you? Now I hate your new feature. Flashy like button. Disgusting. Where's my dislike button, YouTube? Guess what I hate about this entire concept right here that I'm showing? That people actually spend time to do this. That's it. Like, people spend time on art when the art itself, like, has no meaning whatsoever. Like, literally no meaning and no utility of any kind. It doesn't help humanity in any way. It's like, well, I had time. I spent it. Whoops. Now, that's meant to be hated. I think that's much more damage than anything Onision has done, or even allegedly done, you know, combined. Just like this one Google search, there's so many souls sucked into this useless behavior that it's way worse than... and people would actually like it, you know. That's even worse. That is, like, delusional. Because, oh, people like it. Yeah, but, like, it's completely pointless and useless, and it took you forever to even get up to the level that you can do this type of stuff. I mean, you must understand how pathetic that is. Like, gaming is pretty pathetic. There's a lot of hobbies that people have that's just absolute garbage, I would say. And immoral in that sense. And so you compare it with Onision's behavior. Wow, drama is actually pretty important in our lives. Try to dispute that. Or is it also just entertainment for me? It's probably just entertainment, guys. Nothing's gonna change anyways. Obviously, you have, if you can actually gather attention from having a talent, but even that's like a stretch, because again, you're competing, and in competition you have to stand out in some way, and this doesn't seem like a competition to me. That's pathetic. This where people spend time. I mean, for a long time I haven't even made thumbnails for my videos, but that was because I was lazy, not because it was not important. This actually is important to actually attract people, but past that point, I mean, either they appreciate value or they're just stupid. I can't actually control these people. You're not stupid, you watched this whole fucking video, and it's pretty much the end. What else am I gonna talk about, right? it's really hard to actually make this into like a gold video. But hatred in general is just a topic that has a lot of value in it. Not as, and if you do it correctly, it's also valuable. And most of the time, that's what gold is. You have to use it correctly, and you have to talk about it. So other people have gold as well. They're also rich. Moral people, obviously. Don't let immoral people fucking steal your gold. I mean, it makes sense so far. What we can do is review the dude's channel, right? So the hater, now that is targeting me all of a sudden. Let's review his channel properly. And come on, man, 47 subscribers, and he uploaded 7 videos. Come on, man. Give me a fucking break, dude. And it's like recently he's getting a lot of views as well. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The real question is like... yeah, I thought he would like have like some kind of series or something. Oh my god, it's like, what the fuck? Why do I have to keep bumping into this shit? And it's like, well, but it's a 7 minutes with YouTube. Shut the fuck up. Look, my watch time is fine. It's 2.5 minutes. Like, it's like 1/3 of this video. Everyone who clicked on this shit actually watched significant amount. How is YouTube not recognizing that it's fine? I don't get it, right? Yeah, anyways. Now I'm just fucking jealous. He can upload as many videos as he likes. And he will have more influence than I will ever have. So fuck yeah, dude. That doesn't mean I will start editing videos.
You sound like a hugless.
He's just so fucking random. So funny. Who finds value in this fucking video garbage that he's making? Maybe this one is okay. Because it says funny moments, right? I have high expectations. Also have high expectations for anyone talking about Andrew Tate. Oh my god. So far I'm like super disappointed. I have like literally have nothing to say because it's just so random and stupid. I mean, if you overuse the word pedophile, you might not recover from that one. I'm just saying. Yes, some attention could be drawn into that. But, the way to do it is like very, very difficult problem to solve. Dealing with creepy men and their weird desires, you know.
Correct.
I'm not gonna lie. It was an attempt and it was boring, as he called my videos boring. But he actually tried in his videos. Definitely boring. Arrested. Well, he has 2 more chances to not be a fucking loser. I don't know, man. What? I think his scariest dream is to become one of them, you know. So it's not too difficult, man. It's not that difficult to become a pedo. I'm sorry, dude. So if you keep dipping your toes, might as well become one to better understand how they feel, you know. Just for research purposes, you know. You should do that. And stay that way. Because fuck you, dude. He did something even worse than bring attention to pedos.
social media. But before we start, I just want to say thank you for watching. And if you find this video entertaining, be sure to subscribe and click that little bell to support.
Click the little bell! I will not sell my soul, thank you very much. Click that little bell. Where's that bell, dude? It's gone. It's literally gone. YouTube is like, nah, bell is for losers. I actually, well done, YouTube. You removed a very good feature to remove. Now everyone looks stupid when they say bell. Oh my god, it's hilarious, dude. Also, he showed his face for some reason. He's too young to hate, technically, but, fuck you, give me respect for being older than you. Jesus Christ. Not because you're young you deserve respect. That's not how it works, guys. Unfortunately. Yeah, whatever. I'm never gonna judge a person who hasn't been around for at least 3 years. Like, actually around, but like, if you just uploaded 7 videos, it's not a commitment of any kind to justice, morality, and ability to fucking respond with respect. I wouldn't even enjoy destroying this guy's whatever he's up to on the internet these days. So doesn't fucking matter. His video on Andrew Tate is fine. It's fine. I don't see the point necessarily. Well, that's enough of that, I guess. Oh yeah, and imagine this, one more point about this. AI. Alright, is that enough for you? AI can literally do this in seconds. And yes, it takes reference from all the things that have been created, but please don't, at least don't compete against AI, okay? Just use it, but don't compete against it, and whatever. It's not a skill. This is not a skill, okay? A skill is applicable in, like, multiple fields, potentially, and you can learn some principles out of a skill, but I guess it's just a hobby. It's just something you like doing for some reason, but it's more of a, like, setting your time on fire thing and watching it burn. It's like, look how pretty the fire is. There's plenty of things to hate about life, and I will not stop it. And it's just, this video is just a reminder that it's just absolutely valuable thing to do. And the first thing you will encounter is that I will hate you until you will earn my respect. You know, that's one of the most important principles I have. Technically, I should grab more power to be more intimidating and convincing that you should actually respect me for some reason. Now it's like, why should I respect someone with 100 subscribbles? Because I post videos every single day, I actually know what I'm talking about. Like you have to see past stats and numbers and whether people like me or not. You have to see past that a little bit and test your own experience. See how it feels like, to very least, because, you know, people will make you feel a certain way, but you have to actually know how it feels like yourself. This is why I encourage that guy to become a pedo, just to see how it feels like. You know, people talk about it a lot. You should try it out. You know, oh, it's a crime? Sure, dude. Nah, you can you can reach a limit where it's kind of not a crime. You can do some things, actually. Especially on the internet. And, yes, maybe in the future people are gonna be digging out through your search history and whatnot and figure out, oh, you actually looked up to that. But if they don't allow you to actually defend yourself and explain what you have been doing, and they don't like, fuck the rest of the world if they think that way. I just don't care. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be hating, I'm gonna do me, that's my personality, I stand for it as best as I can. You can't take that away from the world. When 1/4 of the people kind of, invested into hating for the rest of their lives. It's literally their emotion that they feel all the time. Obviously you have to overwatch and see if they're hating the bad things and not the good things. You can help, you know? You can help with awareness at all times. You can be a good friend, obviously. One of the most valuable things, and this is where we can end the video, so you can think about it, you know? You can spend time thinking about it, I don't have to. The best way to remain committed is through hatred. Yes, people would think like, oh, you're not committed because you're actually actively destroying something. Burning the bridge down. As long as you're not doing that, because the moment you're burning things down, when you're actually destroying things, normally you have to do it for self-protection. Normally it's because you're really sad and not angry. If you're angry and burning things down, it's a bad combination, unfortunately. It is a personality-ish thing to get attention, kind of. Logan Paul? No? You don't get it? But, yeah, I mean, I like that idea a lot, because I put a crown on it. You can continue the relationship. It's just the relationship is now you hating that person instead. You're flipping the script. It doesn't mean you're destroying their life. You're negatively impacting their life. You're still giving them attention. You're just now flipping the script until they change enough things so you can't hate them anymore, you know? So it's quite simple. And when you look at it that way, I think I can help Onision flip the script against the haters so they can't hate anymore. They have been committed, you reward them for doing so, and you just give enough proof so they can't hate him anymore. Again, this stuff is possible, but I have to like dig deep into Onision's life, and I'm willing to do that, because I was willing to go this far anyways. And I got some good Discord experience from him, and I always appreciate Discord. So, Discord is like super powerful. I'm just super sad that I can't actually find Discord channels. That's the most saddest thing. So, either come to my Discord, or recommend me Discords, or I will suicide Forest, okay? I will burn things down. Anyways, see you guys next time.